Hello there, and thanks for joining us. Do look really matter to men between body shape and attraction? Which one do men go for? Hello, Leo.
Hello, Mr. Thank you for welcoming me today. So, do you really think looks matter to men?
Female looks, you mean?
Yes, female
Yes,
looks.
I think that female looks is very, very important to men. Let's stop fooling ourselves that all women are beautiful, all women are the same. God created everybody equally. No, it's not true. It might be true in other fields, but in terms of beauty, in terms of attractiveness, in terms of wanting to spend more time, I think women, uh, one woman is beautiful than the other. Now, the height could be physical shape, the texture could be physical, could be classified under physical shape, the morphology, the size could be classified under physical shape, the proportion of your nose, your mouth, your eyes, your head could be classified under physical shape. The size of your breast, the size of your glutes could be classified under physical shape. So when we talk about physical shape, we are talking about how a woman looks. Some have a combination almost perfectly carved, and others are lacking in one or the other. Generally, you will hear men say, if she has a flat chest, then she might have a big glute. If she has a big glute, she might have a flat chest, and so on. Then some will say that slim girls run deep, while short girls are deep emotional, are deep lovers, so that you should choose wisely. So I think from an introductive perspective, I think yes, physical shape matters and differ, and most men like a girl who have been blessed generously with an equal proportion of all what could attract a man. A good height above 1.6, yes, slim, um, preferably fair, maybe a good proportion of a breast, 37 by there, a good size glute, about 14.5 inches. I think when a woman have this kind of endowment, we want to now call it natural resource. I'm sorry to use this terminology. Then it means that she's closer to what men call paradise.
Some men may argue or will argue that the physical looks don't really matter, that they want maybe something more than just a physical look, like the character, how they were how these women were trained at home. What do you really think about that?
Maybe I want to throw back the question to them. When you look at a girl, how can you detect her character?
Well, some men will say she looks beautiful. Obviously, she has spent more on herself, and they tend to look down on themselves that they cannot afford such.
Yeah, I think inferiority complex from a man shouldn't be a standard to judge whether a girl is of good morality, of good conduct or not. Some men self-evaluate themselves and think that he cannot stand a woman, which is perfectly right for them. But it just reminds them that they have been neglecting their self-empowerment, because a man who is perfectly empowered knows that his masculinity is what can make a woman driving a Porsche, a Pajero, a Land Cruiser, in short, an Infinix, what any expensive car you know, because yes, women are very submissive to men with authority, to men who have a good awareness of who they are and equally know how to instruct women in a way that challenges their perspective. So it's normal to have an inferiority complex and to start going to church to look for a girlfriend because it is believed that there is a fear of God, in quote, or to go to funerals where people are crying sorrow, try to target people with emotional breakage, or go to environment where emancipation is delayed in order to take advantage of people who might be going through some traumatic situation. I think more men who want to fish in those kind of pond have personal challenges that they would like to address before coming up straight, or who have shy away from the human desire to encounter with opposite sex to the point that they become lacking in that domain and maybe find themselves in a position where either society is putting them pressure or they need a companionship to access certain position in the society, and you start seeing them fumbling around, confusing between physical attraction, attitude, and to strike a balance between physical attraction, attitude, and what they really want. But the real problem, I think, is them.
Other men will say they want to settle down. They don't need a woman who is too beautiful that their beauty is going to cause attractiveness to other men outside, which is going to in turn cause problems. So, do you think this reason is valid enough for men not to look at physical beauty?
I think that's a very challenging question. Women emancipation is a big problem in so many communities. There are radical groups that have come up to stop women from going to school because they are afraid that they will be more aware of their potential and their influence on men focus. So, yes, I understand those men who can't stand a woman beauty and prefer to beat around, but is that not what encourage raping somehow? So, I think as a man, the bottom line is that you need to work on yourself. Work on your finances before your pocket get dry, because even the ugly or the half-baked woman you carry from the village or from any other gutter to a city will have her eyes open. And if you don't want to be played, you must stand up straight when her needs arises. But now get it. They are financially well-to-do women who just needs you to be confident. And a man without finance on check cannot be confident. So it's not only about the woman expecting you to take care of her. It's about you being emotionally stable to act without pressure. Like if she's pregnant and there are some emergency to run, she is not comfortable having you calling around the clock just to have uh, prenatal beads and all that. So there is an element of self confidence that goes with a charisma. A man who lacks a certain degree of charisma is a hinder to himself and also to beautiful women who know their value. So now, not getting married to a beautiful woman because you are afraid that taking care, sustaining such beauty will be expensive. I think it's a fallacy that portrays someone's limitation in terms of personal development, without which lawyers wouldn't have been married, university lecturers wouldn't have been married, athletes wouldn't have been married, miss of countries, and so on. I just want to tell you, there are so many beautiful women in top position who are married, just as there are also some that are single, and some are even married. Or if you see the man who screw them, sorry, the word screw means actually validate their sexual desire. You'll be shocked the profile that you will see behind. Sometimes the tail end is just a man who is just aware of who he is, and that's all. He give a shit about who the woman is when she is with her with her professional way. He only think of her when they are having their business, and that is all. And every woman wish The man who is in their life understand those differences, not confuse personality. It's like acting one movie and after you move to another and you want to act the same personality. But now, in most men, since the society have made it to look so difficult, have made life so difficult for men, they tend to look at women and just self downgrade themselves. I say, no, I cannot. Just the car this woman is driving, I cannot afford. Just so if we are going by all those hyperbotion, if we are going with all those hypotheses, it is that is why we will always go and fetch into dirty water.
Other men will say, this woman, she's too beautiful and she's too confident. And as we all know, beautiful women most at times get what they want. So they want to pressure some of these men, most especially when they meet men who will not want to give in to their demands because they think they are too beautiful. What do you think? How do you think men should handle women in this case?
First, I want to congratulate women who understand that taking care of themselves is important. Yes, and I understand why women work so hard in gym, go for surgery, drink concoction just to have what I defined in the beginning of the video as attractive physique. So once I've said that, and I want to move to the men who are pressured by women. You know, my father used to tell me, cut your coat according to your size. And that's the best advice I will give to any young man out there. There are two ways I know to go about beautiful women, expensive, classic, well, most attractive women. One, either you go through finance. Two, either you go through self awareness. Now, through finance, most people consciously or unconsciously employ that route, and the outcome is almost the same. Whether you have money and you put the money in place, the truth about it is that the girl will not love you. Yes. So, or you fake that you have money just to have the girl, you will still end up noticing that the girl does not love you. If you have ever paid for sex, you understand that paid sex and consented sex are two different things. Yes. There are some things that you can ask, or that there are some initiative that can come from the girl who is in a relationship with you. Those you don't expect anything you have not paid for in a pay sex to happen. Once you pay a woman that I want this, she give you just that. I mean, just what you are paying for, with no creativity, no initiative. So, but now it is the easiest way, using money or lying that you have money. It is the easiest way to have women. Or lying that you have self-confidence by taking drugs and other things. It is the same thing. It has the same outcome. At the end of the day, you realize that that woman doesn't love you. Now, the second part is the longest, is the most difficult. It takes self-awareness, what they call confidence. Confidence is something that breaks women's wall. It makes them to melt, to resist your love. And the more they are resisting their feeling towards you, the more their walls is falling. And they find themselves in a situation where they think of you more often than they think about themselves. So they automatically fall in love with you. If anything ever happened, you see that they are deeply connected to that. They are they are enrooted in that. But it takes time. It takes time. So you choose your own way to get a beautiful woman.
So you made mention about going to women through self-awareness, so like building confidence. So what are some of the things you do around these women that will make them know that you are a self-aware somebody?
First, focus on what you lack. You know, the first thing a woman saying to a man is a good wash, it's a good shoe, it's a good attire. You don't have that. But you leave all that and you are chasing the woman. What do you expect? What do you expect? Now, a man also who is after his hustle doesn't have time to think about distraction. It's better a woman fall in love with you because you are so focused. It can happen even before you have the clothes, the wash, even before you have the shoe, even before you have the attire. She is monitoring you just as you are monitoring her. And so, just seeing the way you are putting your effort, she has no doubt that this kind of person will succeed. And so, falling in love is justified by the energy you put into hustle. You put into any piece of work you people share in common. Without that, how do you want her to fall in love?
Does this now mean that women fall in love more often with men who don't have their time, men who have to focus on what they lack, or men who just have to hustle?
You said it all. Remember in our days in school, sometimes the best students have all the best girls because it's believed that their results reflect their future. And that if other people are having difficulty having the result, it means that they are lacking or they are lazy. It could be interpreted like that. And women as such people, they want only the finished product. But they can also guess what look like finished product. And so in the absence of finished product, they can go with what is being prepared. So guys, I think that we should not be pretending we love women who know who they are, but these other women also love men who know who they are. But most of the time, we fake who we are, and the result is almost the same. At the end of the day, we don't find love, or we end up with people we don't desire, but that unconsciously reflects who we are in the hidden. Our mind know who we are. We can fool the world, but we cannot fool our mind. And so the woman in your life is a reflection of who you are.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure. Until we meet again, take care of yourself. Ciao. Bye bye.